You want to become a real estate agent? I have plenty of advice for you. I'm Byron. Welcome back to the channel. But today I'm going to be reacting to Dave Ramsey's advice. Of course, Dave Ramsey. I love Dave Ramsey. He's got a whole bunch of good content for investing. He's also got his hand in real estate. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But let's react to Dave Ramsey's advice for those who want to become an agent. There we go.
Luca's with us in San Antonio. Hey, Luca, welcome to the Ramsey Show. How can we help?
How you doing, Dave? Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm calling because I'm 28 years old. I have a wife and I have 2 little girls, and I'm looking to start getting into becoming a real estate agent. But I don't want to be one of those slime balls, you know?
Listen to that. The guy goes right to slime ball. That is the perception. If you're an agent right now, that's the public perception that we're up against. People believe real estate agents instantly are slime balls. I don't want to be one of those slime balls, right? Like, the dude doesn't know anything about being an agent, anything about the profession. He's a 28-year-old kid who's never worked a profession a day in his life. First thing out of his mouth is those slime balls. That's what you're up against when you are providing real estate service. So it's up to us to really be the professionals.
And I just want to know what advice you would have or any thoughts you would have for getting into this in 2021. We have no debt, paid for my wife's school in all cash. We own our vehicles. The only thing is that we live in an apartment. We don't have a house yet, and that's kind of wanted to know what your thoughts were. I'm becoming a real estate agent.
What do you make a year?
This past year, together with my wife and I, we only made $40,000.
Okay. What do you make and what does she make?
Okay, she makes $30,000.
Gotta love Dave Ramsey.
$2,000, and this year, since I lost my job in 2020, I was really working with immigrant shelters, and kids weren't coming, so they laid us off. So I was kind of here and there with jobs throughout the year, trying to just kind of bring in what I could. So just total was $40,000. But before, I was 7 years with social services, making about $36,000.
Okay, but today, what are you making at this moment?
Okay, today,
Little fuzzy math going on here.
I'm making annually will be $34,000.
Okay, so you gotten another job?
Yes, I have another job right now.
Okay. Right. And you said you're 28, correct?
28. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Good. Great. Well, I think you got a wonderful goal. Why is it you want to get in the real estate business?
Great question.
You know, I've done the church thing. I've been in church, kind of done the leadership stuff. I love making impacts with people and making connections with people. I'm a people person, and in one sense, I kind of want to be my own boss. And I've always had this thing to want to become an entrepreneur, but I've always been afraid of it. And I feel like real estate is not. It just gives me this drive to want to be able to say, hey, I can help people like myself who've never had a home, and be able to see that come to life and be able to be on the other side of that.
Before I let Dave respond to his reason of why he wants to be an agent, I'm going to say, Luca, this is a great answer. Most people, when you ask, hey, why do you want to be an agent? Well, you know, I bought a home, and through the process, I just really realized that I love homes. You hear a lot of agents, I love homes. This was a great answer. I love people. I want to help people. I want to make an impact on people's lives. I want to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs help the most people in this country in comparison to anybody else. Love the answer, Luca. Let's see what Dave says.
Very good. Okay. Well, I think you should do it. If I can figure out a way, if I'm you, I'm going to do it incrementally, not all at once, meaning not walk in and quit your day job. So I would start talking to real estate.
Don't like where he's going with this. Let's see what he says.
Brokers in your area and see if you can get on. There's a lot of high production real estate agents like the ones in our ELP program that might have.
Here he goes, pushing his ELP program. Obviously, you could go look at some videos I've done in the past. Dave Ramsey talking about, you know, getting a waiver. Or actually, he didn't really talk about it at all. I talked about it. Everybody else in the industry talked about it. He cut off EXP from his ELP program. His ELP program is basically a referral program, right? The agents that they verify as agents in a market as part of their ELP program pay a $500 monthly fee, and then they also pay a referral fee upwards of as much as 30% to Dave Ramsey. So of course he's going to push an ELP agent. He's profiting off of that.
Have a 2 or 3 person team And one of those people might have an entry-level position where you get licensed and you do some of the grunt work around the real estate business and learn the real estate business working for them. And that's
working for a team is always the best advice. So that's good advice. I don't know about doing it part-time. I'll get into that in a minute.
That's your gateway into moving out on your own eventually.
Okay.
But finding a broker.
Not sure why you'd want to move out on your own. Eventually you can make more money on a high-producing team, a high-productive team. But by the way, Dave, is not a 2 or 3 person team in any of these markets. So
that will let you incrementally learn this, and some kind of part-time or joining a team for some kind of minimal guarantee while you get your license and learn the business, being mentored like an apprentice.
This I love. While you're getting your license, being a part of a team. We have a new agent program with our team where before you even get your license, right? Well, we actually have a scholarship where we pay for people to get their license. And before you are even licensed, you're able to tune into all of the training that the new agents are doing each and every day. Every single Monday through Thursday, we have training from 9 to noon. That's the type of team. That's a bigger team than a 2 or 3 person team, by the way, that are doing programs like that. That's the type of team you want to latch onto and start learning before you get your license. If you have access to real training, not video training, not some virtual library, but real training each and every day, that's the team you want to latch onto while you're getting your schooling done for your license.
Then that's going to do it. The good news is you don't have to sell a lot of houses to make $34,000.
That's true.
So, but you're a long way. I mean, you got to get licensed. You've got to learn a lot of stuff you don't know today before that first sale is going to occur. And so you need to get under somebody's tutelage.
And I can see where you would think, I'm just going to go out and start selling houses. And there's a lot of things behind the scenes that you just got to pick up, right?
Yeah, and in this world today, the marketing in the real estate business it's not just as simple as saying
Pop
sell
a
a
sign
house.
in the yard, yeah.
There's a full, digital platforms. There's methodologies that you use for gathering clients and communicating with clients, and a lot of that costs money.
Yeah.
And getting plugged into that stuff and learning how to do that in today's real estate world, a lot of people don't even use a phone.
Okay.
They're texting. I mean, they use it for texting or email. And
yeah, well, I mean, that's with anybody. Sorry. So I've heard enough there from Dave. Here's the deal. If you're getting into real estate, if you want to become a real estate agent, I always say if you can get 3 months of a cushion saved up to go full time, that's probably about what you need, 3 to 6 months. If you're on a great team, a team that's going to supply you leads, it's going to give you support, 3 months is probably good. If you're going into some brokerage on your own with uncertainty, you probably need 6 months because you're going to do a lot of failing in those 3 months. You're not going to have any leads and you're not going to do any sales, right? What Dave really, he wants you to go part-time, it sounds like. I don't believe you're going to be very successful in that. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got starting my career was you can't do this business full-time. And if you actually want to serve the customer, provide high-end value to buyers, sellers, and investors, which Dave always says, and Dave is an advocate of being an educator first, of really being there for the customer, teaching the customer real estate. If you really want to do that on a high level, you ain't doing that part-time. I'm sorry, you're just not doing that part-time. You wouldn't go hire an attorney to represent you in a lawsuit who just dabbles in law part-time, who does it on Fridays. You wouldn't go get surgery on your knee from somebody who usually specializes in shoulders and, by the way, only does that part-time. You'd want a specialist, someone who does it each and every single day, who's at the top of their game. Same thing in real estate. It's your biggest financial asset for most buyers, sellers, and investors. So you've got to do this full time. You've got to figure out how, and I've done a bunch of content on this. You can go back and look at it. You got to figure out how to align yourself with one of the top teams in your market. And ideally, they're going to have some training for you, like Dave said, before you get your license. Okay. But you have to treat this like a full-time career. It is not a part-time gig. So that's my big takeaway here. Do not go part-time into real estate. Figure out a way that you can do it full-time. Luca's got 2 kids. He's 28 years old. So aligning himself with the right team and saving some money as you come into real estate is going to be really critical to his success. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Love to hear what you thought and what you think is most important when becoming a real estate agent in the comments. If you like this video and appreciate this content, would love for you to consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.